Okay, so choose IELTS if. Okay, so as I said before, there's no one scenario there's no one exam that all of you should take. It depends on your specific situation. Okay, so I'm telling you from my experience, and I'm giving you non-biased advice because we do both IELTS and OET. So it's entirely up to you which one you go for. But if I was to choose IELTS, I would choose it if I'd achieved a 6 or 6.5 before, okay, and I didn't prepare enough. So say, for example, I took the exam once or twice. Maybe I underestimated the exam. Maybe I heard IELTS was easy. Maybe I just had 1 week to prepare or a few days to prepare or even a few weeks and you only did 30 minutes. One day you had a rest, another had a rest, another. You did self-study. If you did self-study as well and you had nobody to check your writing and give you feedback and corrections, nobody to give you advice on how to take it to the next level, nobody to give you grade estimations, band score estimations, whether it's 6, 6.5, 7. If you didn't get all of those things, that's why you failed IELTS. That's why you didn't get a 7, because you didn't prepare properly. So don't go jumping to the OET exam if you didn't prepare properly, you didn't get someone to assess your writing and speaking in particular, because they are the more difficult parts of the exam. If you didn't do all those things, but then you're saying, oh, IELTS is so hard. Well, you didn't prepare properly. If you don't prepare properly, then you will get a low score. It's the same as if you don't prepare for IELTS, you jump to OET, and then you take OET, you don't prepare for OET, and then you fail on that. I can guarantee you, if you don't prepare properly for either exam, you will fail, because a grade B is a high level and a band score 7 is a high level in IELTS. So you need to prepare effectively, okay? And ideally with people who have good knowledge of passing this exam, okay, of helping nurses to pass. So if you are good with academic exams, you were good at academic exams in school, I would suggest you can take IELTS. Okay, it's a lot cheaper than the OET exam as well. And if you've invested a lot of time in IELTS and you understand the exam well, and you know that if you'd have prepared a little bit more, or you knew what you did wrong in that exam, maybe you got a 777, 6.5 in one area, then I would suggest you stay with the IELTS examination, because you're not far away. It'll take you a long time to learn a new exam, to understand it first, and then to figure out how to get a grade B. And then you've got to spend more money on materials and expert help, and then the exam. And then also choose IELTS if OET is not available in your country and it's not going to be opening up in your country soon, and you need to pass either exam quickly. So if you need to do that, then I would suggest you take IELTS. Okay, if you cannot afford to fly to another country, it can cost a lot if you have to pay for flights, etc. So when should you choose the OET exam? You've taken the IELTS exam many times, you've received expert help, and you're still getting a 7. You still can't get a 7 in all areas. So maybe you've had native English speaking experts. Maybe you've even had classes from Swoosh, like Kibling, for example, and you just don't know why you can't get a 7. If it's that case, then OET might be a good option for you. I've got a very itchy nose today, sorry. But you want to do an exam in a healthcare context, okay? You understand the healthcare vocabulary, you feel comfortable, you have more motivation to learn it, you have the passion to go through this exam because you're a nurse, and that's why you joined the profession in the first place, is to understand all of these situations. Being able to do it fluently in English is something that you've always wanted to do. That would be a reason to take the OET exam. And we've heard about a lot of nurses who feel more confident when they go into the OET exam because they understand the language, they understand the scenarios. If you can afford the OET exam, okay, then I would suggest you take it based on the other things I mentioned. You've never taken IELTS and you've never taken the OET before, you've never taken any of the exams, and you're learning for the first time, then I think you can pass quicker and you can pass more effectively and with a lower amount of money. And then you have enough time to understand the OET exam and then to get a B. If you're really struggling for time and you're so close to getting a 7 in all areas for IELTS, then I would say stick with IELTS. But just the reason why I've got excited about OET recently is because I'm hearing a lot of stories about nurses who've taken the IELTS exam many times after receiving expert help, and they get a 6.5 and they say, enough is enough with IELTS exam, I want to take the OET. So they take OET and then they having effective preparation. They're not just jumping into the exam. It might be a few months of preparation, and then they take the exam, the OET, and then they're passing the first time. I'm not saying that's happening for all nurses, but I've heard a lot of good stories, and I think this will be welcomed by a lot of nurses in the community. So the other thing is, I want to mention,